You see that red line on the graph? That's a big problem for freelancers or people who want to start freelancing right now. And it might be the reason you feel it's harder than ever to land freelance contracts. But it's got nothing to do with the tech job market or AI. So in this video, I'm going to show you the big governmental problem freelancers face in the Netherlands and why it's coming to your country as well. But I'll also show you how to turn that problem into an advantage to actually land more contracts and higher paid ones using 3 strategies that will help you protect you as a freelancer no matter what law gets introduced in your country. And strategy number 1 is visible business independence. And to better understand this one, you need to know why the Netherlands introduced a law that basically decides that freelancing is now illegal. Because that literally happened in the Netherlands last year. Technically in 2016, when they introduced a law called Wet DBA, but last year they really started reinforcing it strictly. And this law got pushed through parliament, forcing hundreds of thousands of freelancers to either become full-time employees again or shut down their freelance business completely. And it did actually cost tens of thousands of freelancers to quit freelancing completely in the last 2 years. But apparently all for nothing, because last month the government basically scraped most of that law. Yet nobody's talking about this. Not one freelancer I've spoken to was even aware of this. I literally shared the official government article on my LinkedIn profile and people reacted surprised. No major headlines, no news on the TV, even though it has major implications for the future of freelancing in the Netherlands and even the world. Because every government in the Western world is struggling with the same question right now. You see, with the acceleration of tech because of AI and the uncertainty that comes with it, more and more companies prefer to work with freelancers for the flexibility. I mean, which company wants to lock in a machine learning engineer for the coming 10 years when nobody knows what the field is going to look like 3 months from now? So companies hire freelancers. But as was always the case with freelancing, more often than not, freelancers end up working for the same client for a very long time. So now that so many tech professionals are becoming freelancers, the government wants to know, is this actually a freelancer or is this just a regular employee? So when the Dutch government introduced this law that killed most freelancers that looked like fake freelancers, they looked like hidden employees because they called it schijnzelfstandigheid. Dutch is a great language, by the way. Most freelancers quit. But the freelancers who did survive, where the government basically said, okay, you're actually a freelancer, were the ones who could prove their independence both on paper and online. So here's exactly how to do that. Make your freelance business visible and documented. So keep records of everything you do in your business. So that includes invoices, contracts, communications with your client, communications with recruiters, everything that shows that you're a real business and not just invoicing your hour as a hidden employee. And another big way to show that you're an actual freelancer is visibility. Because visibility also means you're working on your online presence. So post on LinkedIn, share your expertise, reach out to recruiters and clients, build your personal brand. A full-time employee doesn't do that. So when the tax authority looks at your work history, they see more than just your billable hours to your client. They see someone, a business, a freelancer, actively marketing themselves. That's undeniable proof of independence, if you ask me. And of course, having multiple clients is the clearest signal that you're actually a freelance business rather than a hidden employee. But even if you go for one big long-term client, if you position yourself as a freelancer, if you work on your personal brand and your online presence, you're better protected from the government and the tax authorities. But if you really want to be sure the government will never be a pain in the ass again about whether you're freelancing or not, you need step 2. Structure your client relationships like a business. So as I said, one long-term client is fine as long as the relationship is set up right. So here's how to do that. Your contract should be focused on outcomes, so deliverable-based contract. A clear project scope. What's your responsibilities and what's not? You decide when and how the work gets done. You're not taking direct orders and instructions from your boss. And you don't wear company clothes. You're a contractor delivering results. And a lot of companies in the Netherlands actually have forms you need to fill out every time your contract gets extended to check whether your work is actually deliverable-based and not hidden full-time employment. So make sure you actually fill out the forms correctly because the way you work together matters more than what's just written in a contract. So if the forms/reality show you're independent, you're safe. Now, if you're a freelancer or looking to become a freelancer and you quickly want to find out whether you're actually a freelancer, maybe kind of in the gray zone or absolutely not a freelancer, more of a hidden employee or schijnzelfstandige, I've built a very easy to use tool Within a couple of minutes, you'll find out whether you're actually a freelancer or zaakwaarnemer. Link in the description, free to use. But now the last way to know 100% for sure whether you're going to be considered a freelancer or not is whether you charge premium rates. So here's the thing that sounds very noble on the surface, but is actually not. So the Dutch government implemented this law called DBA to protect low-paid freelancers from being exploited by their employers and missing out on employment benefits, which is completely fair. There's definitely truth to that. But what they don't tell you is that this law also kills the loophole of freelancing in general that costs the government tax revenue every single year. Because every hidden employee or freelancer is someone not contributing to the pension system, is not being covered by employer insurance, and not contributing to social security. And the company hiring them saves a fortune by not paying payroll taxes and any employer contributions. The Dutch government literally said that self-employment leads to unfair competition and leads to less contributions to the social security system. So they just attacked every single freelancer with this law. But luckily, last month when they scraped most of the law, the thing they changed is that they will now maintain a threshold of 38 euros. And this threshold is the line between actual independent professionals and cheap labor being exploited as fake self-employment. So they pick 38 euros an hour. Everything below that, they basically presume is employment unless proven otherwise. And everything above that, the burden of proof shifts to the client. And every country will have their own threshold, but the principle stays the same. Premium rates get you out of this gray zone and will make the discussion whether you're actually a freelancer or not a lot easier for you. So if you want to protect yourself as a freelancer or soon to be freelancer and you want to build your personal brand on LinkedIn, work on that online presence and have proof that you're promoting yourself as a freelancer to the tax authorities, you might want to watch this video next.